Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to my phone that isn't actually anywhere near me. Welcome to the Planetcrafter 1.0. It is now out of early access and I'm some ways in. I've gotten up to lakes, so the world has already changed a fair amount, as you can see. It's a wonderful game. It's just a great chill game to just play when you really need to give your brain a rest from building factories. And so yeah, the Planetcrafter has been released out of early access. It's basically you start off, drop down onto a planet, dead planet, and you terraform it. And there's things to explore, things to find, loot crates scattered around, all that good stuff. And I'm about to launch another rocket because I've gathered enough resources to do so. So up in the corner we've got our terraformation index. The higher this goes, the more stuff we unlock, and we also unlock stuff at each sort of level of heat, pressure, oxygen, plants, biomass, insects and animals. I think that's the. There are animals. There are butterflies and frogs and sort of mammals as well. That's very late game stuff. But I've just lobbed a plant rocket up into space because that will times my plants by 1,000. Oh, it's not on that one. I don't have the other thing that shows it. So as you can see, each of these things is going up because I've built machines that will allow those things to increase more and more rapidly. And I've launched rockets to improve how fast these various values go up. Each time these values go up, I get some more tech. So you've got this constant sort of cycle of tech. The more stuff you build, the faster you're going to get to new techs. And there are also golden crates to find, and these will normally have a golden seed, oxygen multiplier of 600%. Absolutely beautiful. And those can be upgraded into trees as well later on. I can't remember if I got 3 or 4 of those, but yeah, those are ticking away. So anyway, this is my planet. Got blue sky. It does support co-op, up to 8-player co-op now. Yeah, and I'm basically just going to be nipping around and doing some things. I've got a jetpack as well. I got that sorted out. I've got a faster sprint. You upgrade your character in here, and you know it's just a fun, chill game where you can watch the planet change as you do stuff. Kind of like what's that? Adaspera? That was kind of cool. It was obviously that was a RTS top down, so the planet changed a little bit more depending on your actions, because you could overdo it and accidentally make the planet sort of flammable a bit. This you can't do that. This is a lot more sort of arcade style of terraforming, where you just build stuff and stuff happens. You don't really need to do all the sort of the fine tuning that you needed to do with, I think it was Adaspera, or things like Stationeers. I know Stationeers doesn't really have terraforming, but it does have atmospheres, and you could accidentally pressurize your base with hydrogen. Not that I've ever done that. Right, so I need eggplants. And it go into here, but making fertilizer. I need more sulfur. I need more of everything. Right, I will get these out, so that will allow me to make the bioplastic that I need for. Oh, I've got that. Yep, I can get myself these things. everything does require power. So obviously, the more stuff you build, the more power you're going to need to build to support it. That's about as far as sort of that mechanic goes. Build stuff, provide it power, it does stuff. There is some auto crafting later on in the game. There we go. That's out. That's going to produce more algae and more just sort of stuff running along in the background. I need to go and get some more water so that I can turn what I've got into stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of running around. There's lots of wrecks to find as well. So I've got a wreck there. I've got a wreck up there. There's one up there. They have loot in them. They have two sort of phases, let's say, of loot. So you've got your standard loot, and then you've got your unlocked loot, which you get from putting fusion cores into fusion generators that are inside the ships, and that unlocks special areas with sort of more loot. Alright, I need to go to here, make more that. I need to get some more sulfur, so I'll go and do that now, which means a little bit of a run. Just grab some water for the road. So the top one, it's health/food, basically the top one. That diminishes over time, and you need to eat in order to replenish that one. Second one down is water, obviously, and the third one is oxygen. Oxygen is an interesting one because there comes a point in this game where you get to the rebreather stage, and at that point, the more you terraform the planet, the less oxygen you use. So you're building oxygen tanks up to a point, and then you're building a rebreather, and then you're trying to get the planet to a stage where you can actually breathe. And I am travelling in completely the wrong direction, but I will nip over to this drill anyway, because I'm basically here as it stands. This game has kind of taken YouTube by storm. It's another one of those surprising games. It doesn't look like incredible, but it plays well, and that's kind of what I want from my games these days. I don't really care too much about graphics. It's the same as Pacific Drive. Pacific Drive looks good. It doesn't perform particularly well, and it may not be, to me it looks good, but it may not be everyone's sort of, some people want better graphics and all that sort of thing. Whatever. But games are changing in quite a big way, and it's slow at the moment, and it has been slow actually for the past 10 years, but games have been changing for a very long time. I remember it's probably about 10 years ago now, and people were saying to me, because I was a PC gamer, and they knew it, they were like, oh, PC gaming is dying, consoles are the future. Look at us now. PCs are still here, and consoles are not, they're doing okay still, but they've not beaten out the PC, and I wonder why. So that's one stage of it, and then the other stage of it is the games, of course, that are coming out. 10 years ago, you'd have your big name titles, and they would be big. They'd be big things, and they'd be in gaming magazines. They'd be everywhere. You'd have demos coming out. You'd have press pieces in all the games media. It'd be a huge thing. As soon as I start talking about this, I don't know if it's just my end or the stream end. No, stream is fine. Yeah, no, we're all good, I think. YouTube. Yeah. So, games changing. 10 years ago, right? Big games all the time. Yeah, you'd have all this advertising. A huge thing when a game dropped, and it would really be a big thing. The controversies. I'm also heading in the wrong direction again. I'm going this way. Yeah. So, the controversies of these games would be like, this game is so big that you have to have it on 2 CDs in order to install it, or 2 DVDs. You know, these are big games. You know, or this is a 30 gig game. It's a bit ridiculous now, considering there are games out there that it's like, oh yeah, it's 100 gig. Have fun downloading that one. Because of course you can't get them on discs anymore. Not really. So yeah, those used to be the controversies. And then something changed, and I think it was around the time when Steam came into the picture and sort of online downloads. And games started changing. There were now more small developers, independent developers, small publishers that were helping out small developers, getting their small games to the market. And it's the small games that have really taken over, because I don't think I've actually bought a big name title in a very long time. I will actually struggle to think of a big title that I bought. Expeditions, maybe? Not that I've actually played much of that, but maybe that's a big name title. I don't know anymore. Suddenly things like Spider-Man. Well, I've not played it. It's on console only, so PS5 only. Who can get hold of a PS5 these days? And in any case, it's not on PC, so I'm not going to be playing it. Yeah, so then it sort of starts to become a struggle when you start to think, well, how many big name titles have I actually played? Or would I play? Because an awful lot of them aren't very good. Certainly I think that's been happening for quite some time. The games that have been coming out, the big titles, just aren't very good. Ubisoft have really lost it. Seriously lost it recently. With what was that game? Their quad A title that everybody hates. Their pirates game where the pirate ships have the ships that you sail in have a stamina bar which you refill by putting up the sails. It's like, do you know how ships work? Have you been on one? And now pricing is going up. I've just seen today that EA is doubling their price of their streaming service. Or not streaming service, their subscription service is like going from 15 quid to 30 quid or something along those lines. Ubisoft are deleting the crew from everyone's libraries because they're shutting the servers down. The Star Wars Outlaws game is like 70 quid or something, which expect more of that, because an awful lot of these companies are having problems at the moment, and they're going to need to find ways of recouping their losses. Games haven't increased along with inflation for 15-20 years now. So games are probably going to become more, or at least the big games are going to become more expensive. The small games are probably not going to become more expensive. They've got a little bit more freedom because they've got a lot smaller dev teams. This game, I think it's like 6 people made this game. I know Prison Architects, originally, when it was under Introversion, their dev team's like 7 people, and that includes the person that they hire to pack the physical copies into boxes. These are tiny development teams that are making quite a bit of money, and they don't need to put their prices up because they're in a good state to not. Small games are basically, I feel, are the future. Small games like this, tight experiences. You play the game, you finish it, you move on. You don't need a big live service game anymore, and a lot of people don't play them. They might pick one live service game to play. Fortnite is mine. I play Fortnite unashamedly. It's a good game. Right. I do need to actually just have a quick look at this. almost to moss. So the world is changing, as you can see. We've kind of got this build up of moss here, and this is kind of increasing over time. The sky, the planet is dead when you start, and it slowly changes into the blue sky. The lakes fill. This is just a wonderful thing, which I love about this game. It's a tiny, tiny thing. Alright, my original base is under this lake. Because at the start, it wasn't a lake, it was dry land. So my original crash pod is there, and my original base is there, and that's just because I was building a base and thought, I know, I've played this game before. I know the all this sort of fills up. Oh, there's some food in here. I'll take that. So my original base was just down here, and I don't think there's anything interesting in here. No, I'll take the lerma seeds because you can't craft those for a little while. But yeah, I do just love that over time the places that were dry are now not. The water rises and everything sort of rises up with it. It's wonderful. It's just a very neat little feature that just gives the world a little bit of life. There's biomes to explore and all sorts. Speaking of, might be worth going to explore a wreck and get some loot out of it. I'm thinking that one because it's not too far, and that's going to be a place which I'm going to want to sort of colonize a little bit anyway. So we'll go there. Now, do I have? I just need one water bottle, and I get another one of these. And if I grab one of my good seeds, I can just get one of these down. Or one of my better seeds. Right, with that then, let's just make sure that we've got some useful stuff on us. And some silicon would be good. I doubt we're going to get any. No, we'll find it on our way out. I can drop the lerma seed. I can drop the sulfurs. Right. Titanium is also what I needed. And I'll need to grab some more titanium on my way down. That's fine, because I've got the drill over here. I need to make more of these. So the biomes that you put your drills down on have certain things that they can pull up, and certain drills can't mine all. So tier 1 drill won't be able to mine out tier 2 materials. And the tier 3 drill, you can specify which materials you want to pull out. Right. These are fairly simple sort of mechanics, I guess. Now, I was going to do some Gold Rush with the new DLC that came out, but I didn't really feel the DLC was big enough really to do another video on that. Maybe in like a week or two. I was slightly surprised at how many people watched the last Gold Rush video. I'm guessing because of the name change, people were just kind of interested to see quite what had happened. So yeah, so we may go back to that. I have noticed, and I think I said this last time on I think it was the Minecraft video. I have noticed that quite a lot of my games do involve mining. Of some description. I don't know, there's just something about sort of these sort of survival games that have a mining component to it, or survival component to it, I guess. I just like them, basically. I like these sorts of games. That said, we are sort of reaching a point where we might be overdoing it a bit, maybe, with a lot of these games. I guess the survival genre, which kind of has had its day, maybe. You know, it has to be a good survival to get me interested in it these days. This definitely piqued my interest. Right, wreck time. So we're gonna go in. I've got a nice big new torch as well, so I can see everything that's in here. This is actually half flooded, isn't it? When does this flood? Oh, yep, this is flooded. This doesn't start off flooded. This is another impact of the terraforming. Okay, get that in. Get a couple of these in, and then I can just. I didn't get any water. That's fine. Might be able to find some water and might be able to do some. It's not that far away. It's fine. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. I tend to destroy the. So you'll get iron out of these. I deconstruct them so that I don't. So that I know if I've got them or not. If I've emptied them. It's a little bit of you get a bit of lore, and yes, these are the fusion reactors. If you get the fusion core, stick it in there, and then you can unlock more loot areas. Let's unload again. In fact, do I have enough? I do. Good. Because I need one of these so that I can. So I need some silicon and some aluminium. So this is a atmospheric water collector. I'm building this one instead of the bioplastic one because I don't have enough bioplastic on me. But I will need that in a moment. I need one of these things, which means I need to get silicon, which is that one. All the ores are very, it's very noticeable. Oh yeah, there's a wreck over there as well. In fact, there's quite a lot of good stuff over there. Right, what was I doing? Oh yes, I needed to make a blueprint screen so that I could just stick it down there for the minute. Decode the microchip, tier 4 mining. I don't think I can make that because I don't have the thing that I need. Right. Onwards and downwards. Just slowly just clearing out this wreck. Getting all the useful stuff out of it that I might need. Sometimes you can get, like, sometimes there's hidden areas in these ships as well. And hidden sort of supplies like that one. So the blueprints unlock technologies that you wouldn't be able to not get otherwise. I can deconstruct those, but not yet. And what's down here? I think there is a container at the end of this. There you go. And sometimes the water haze doesn't quite entirely work. There's a few bugs and a few sort of rough edges, but it's still a really fun game. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to. Oh, damn it! Right, I'll need to that's a thing that can happen of, oh, I'm going to walk up to this thing and just check inside it. No, I've accidentally deconstructed it. It wouldn't have had any water in it, unfortunately. So I've got to run down and get some water because I forgot to grab some. But that's that wreck pretty much cleared out now. Just go for a jetpack. Easier. But all this water is going to be very useful later on. Specifically the ways it's sort of laid out. Sort of the inlets are going to be very useful for when we unlock trees. Because, you know, the world is changing. This world is changing based on my actions, which is nice. In fact, I've probably achieved moss now, and I'm probably working on something else. Thankfully, that terraformation index is moving up quite nicely now. It could be faster. So it will just be a case of, well, what can we build? What can we do to make this go faster? Well, one of the things I could do is start building tier 4 drills. Building more heaters, building more plants, just build more of everything as soon as everything comes up. Get it built. Because that will speed things up. And also build more power, because power is going to need to be a thing to do. Right. Getting back in here, where we're not quite at moss yet, but we will be soon. What else are we about to unlock? Okay, we get the biomass screen at 200. See, this is why, you know, this needs to start moving up, because the next one is orbital information at 550. But we get the tier 4 heater soon, which will be good. And yeah, so the next heat thing is the nuclear fusion generator. That's a big jump. And the gas extractor, we need more pressure. We need more drills, we need more resources coming in, we just need more of everything. I need to build new bases out in different areas so that I don't need to worry too much about oxygen and all that sort of stuff. It's yes, there's a lot to accomplish in this game. Right. So I'm going to get my stuff together to go back out there. My next port of call will be building a base just past the sulfur fields. I hope that's not meteors, because I'm going to be outside. So there's well, we'll get there, but there's sort of these these falls, I guess, sand falls. And yeah, it's a good place to have, because it's actually quite big and flat, and I've used it as a farm in the past. Because it's not too far from sulfur, and it's also not too far from zeolite, which is in the caves over there. So yeah, it's actually not a bad place for a farm. It's not got any nearby. It's not really got any nearby water, so you do have to use your atmospheric collectors. But it's not too bad, actually. Surprisingly, not too bad. Plus, it's got a whole load of super alloy in the dust around there. So, rather useful thing to have access to. Ooh, uranium rod. I'll be picking that up later. But I think I'm going to start with a nice, just simple building about here. Grab some silicon. That gets us a building. And then little bit more titanium. There it is. There's a couple there. There's actually a third here. Oh, there it is. There's also a crate up here as well. I'll have a quick look to see what's in here. Just grab it. Really, we're gonna need all of this stuff. Right, that will do, I think, for now. Next up, just build some of these. Now these don't quite line. Actually, do they now? They do now. They do actually sort of line up with these to a degree. It's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. I wish that these were actually out to this line here, not this one, because this couldn't have. Now this sort of got gaps in it, or it doesn't quite fit. As you can see, it's yeah. Alright, we've unlocked stuff, which is good. I'm about to die because I'm running out of oxygen. Speaking of, let's get a progress screen up. Let's get some super alloy sorted out. What was I missing? Silicon super alloy. Let's want that. Let's get that one down there. So that's good. Got some water. Next up, I do have some iridium rods, and I do have some osmium. Just need some titanium. Just there. And some super alloy. Over here. There you go. Right, let's get one of these up. Just to create sort of basic resources, and on the basis that I'm probably going to use this as a mushroom farm, I'm going to need a source of silicon anyway, so yep, that's the thing. Just get these in. So we got a nice platform. Right, next up, right, where are we at? I would like a biolab, but I don't have the osmium anymore because I used it on that. I wonder if there's some osmium in here. But also, I also don't have the resources to make food thingamajigs. That's fine. Just gonna see if I can get some osmium from in that cave. If not, it's gonna be a little bit of a long walk because I've got to go to the other side of the map. But that would take me past another wreck, which would be quite good to loot. So, yeah. Just have a quick look around. It's sort of like blue sort of shards almost. Yeah, this is into the zeolite caves. All this area is sort of blocked off. This ice will melt over time to allow you in. This area will be a great place to put a drill when I've got the tier 2 drill. I'm actually really low on oxygen. Actually just wondering which one is going to be easier to go to. This one will be fine. We'll get there. And yeah, so once I get to tier 2 drill, putting one in there will get me net me a whole load of osmium, which will be good. Oxygen critical. Yep, I'm headed straight for the door. You got like an extra 5 seconds on that. Right. Well, guessing we're going to the other side of the map then. This is fine. I need to go over there anyway, set up a base of operations, take that. And yes. Actually, is there any shortcuts? No, I think we just go straight on down here and then we'll go up to the other side of the map. Put down a small base of operations, grab some food and water on my way through. I've got all these little spots all over the place of just old bases that were built to get me to a certain place. Though this is the one that's been worked on the most and upgraded the most. This is sort of my main sort of facility, I guess, and then stuff around the outskirts. I've got a big one actually down in the snow biome as well. Just empty some of this uranium out. Don't really need that. And some food would be a good idea. Grab a couple of squashes. And off we go again. Yeah, okay. So going down here and through a cave, there's some osmium. And that would be a good place to just set up a small sort of hut, basically, because each biome has quite a lot to sort of pull out of it. So, and later on you do get access to teleporters, so you don't need to move around like this quite so much. They did at one point have ideas for having some sort of a vehicle, but it didn't pan out. And I can see why, considering the collision mesh isn't the best. So I could imagine that a buggy of some description might get a bit stuck, which wouldn't be ideal. Specifically, the collision mesh in sort of one of the next areas, the collision has near no relation to what's going on with the rock. So you'll be climbing up a rock when there's actually nothing underneath you, which is very odd. There we go. Not that I've actually got any space to grab anything, because yes, stuff happened. But we'll put a new base in here. Just in here. And I need titanium, of course I do. And where's my... There it is. I actually managed to lose my little oxygen shelter. I'm going to grab a blueprint screen just so I can decode that blueprint I found. I can also get maps sorted out, and that's another thing that I'll have to sort out at some point. But for now, I just want the osmium. Enough osmium to get me a biolab. That's easy enough to do. We'll grab a couple more as well while I'm here. May as well just grab an inventory full, actually. If I can find it. If I can find anything in here, then yeah, I'll just grab a whole bunch. Also see what's in this one. Rocket engine, taking that. Taking the bioplastic as well. It's a bit of a pain to make, and I am going to need it for all sorts of things. Right. Let's continue on back to the other side of the map. There's a wreck here as well, so these big cargo pods that have crash landed. I'll probably pull this stuff out there at some point, but not now. And cleared that one out. That one's done. Apart from what is in this chest. Nothing that I need at the moment. Be quite nice to get another. Don't think I have the stuff to do it. No. It'd be quite nice to get another drill in there, because that's pulling aluminium out, which is useful for the super alloys. If you can't find it out in the world, and there's a few places to find it out in the world, and not just in Rex, but loose as well. So there's the dust ones, and you can get them hit up there, and there's probably some other places as well. To just kind of find it lying around loose. Plus, when asteroid storms come in, that's another time to potentially get some of that. I'll get some farms set up here. So yes, it's fun. It is a fun game. It's really nice to see more games come out of early access in a reasonable state. I kind of wish 7 Days to Die would do that, because the game's good. 7 Days to Die, that is. 7 Days to Die is a good game. It's just it's in an alpha state still, and that puts people off. You know, I know all sorts of people who will not buy early access games because they're not finished. I don't really care myself. I'm happy to play an early access game. But some people don't, and that's fine. So it's nice to see when something that's been in early access gets released. They get a huge amount of sales, hopefully. Ooh, everything's gone very pink. I'm going inside because I think there might be meteors coming. Yep. Got in just in time, because we're currently being slammed by meteorites, and those are probably really nice ones, actually. So let's get if I'm lucky, that's dropping. It is. It's dropping super alloy, and there's going to be absolutely loads of it. I love these meteor storms because sometimes they drop with completely useless items. Sometimes you get a super alloy storm and it's just like have all the super alloy in the world. They do seem to be roughly sort of oh god, maybe just kind of stand here for a minute. So I came out and just suddenly saw all the meteors. Still coming. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're all coming. These should be the last ones, though. Now. There we go. Right. grab all the super alloy. In previous versions, this super alloy did tend to despawn. In later versions, it didn't. So I'm hoping that they kind of fixed that and allowed for more loose objects to be present at a time. I'm unsure though, so really is a case of get in there, grab all the super alloy, because this stuff is used for everything. I've also got a tier 5 backpack, so I can literally just fill my backpack full of this stuff. Let's see what else. Where else? More there. And I'm only interested in the super alloy, which these sort of these splodges of. You see that one despawned right in front of me. I didn't get to click it, so I think they do despawn after a time. I'm not entirely sure on that. Just have a quick peek around here, just to see if there's any left. Don't think so. I think we're done. I grabbed what I could. So yeah, it does look like after a time those ones will despawn. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. Right, let's get this biolab built. Which is this one. I need the aluminium and the super alloy. Not the super alloy, the osmium, which I will have thrown in here. And let's put it on the roof. And let's get some bits and pieces together to just finish connecting these up. And I need titanium again. I could actually look in the drill that I built to gather resources, because that is a thing that I did. So in this one we can put our cobalt. Of course it does. Right. So get that up. Get access to the biolab now, which does that. And one thing that I will do is move my. Oh wait, did I not build one? I didn't build one. I was going to move my blueprint screen upstairs, but I didn't build one, so I'll move it up here now. Right, that's that. Well, I've got all this. I may as well just build one of them nice drills. There goes my power. Did I bring that uranium rod with me? No, I did not. Well, quickly nip back and oh, I don't need this uranium. Yes I did. So I've basically cooked the power grid, so that's now shut down, so I'm gonna have to go back to where the uranium rod is and build another reactor, which is down there. I'll probably end the stream once I've got the reactor back online, as this has gone on for a little while now. Because yeah, I think you kind of get the point of this game. Build stuff, build more stuff. terraform a planet, build more stuff. Fix your power grid, build more stuff. That's basically your, oh, and try not to die, but that is basically your gameplay loop is build stuff so that you can make bigger, better stuff. And it's not a bad gameplay loop, it's nice and simple, it's not complicated. Sometimes you don't need a complicated game for it to be fun. And sometimes you do need a complicated game for it to be fun. I'm still having a whale of a time with Minecraft and that mod and the Arcane engineering mod pack, but sometimes I just need to turn my brain off, and this is that sort of game. I can kind of turn my brain off and just build stuff, and it does a good job at that. So anyway, I am going to end this stream here. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.